And we could also, turn the argument around and say there's no African coach who's playing, who's in charge of a team in any of the top leagues. So it's probably maybe the coaches.
I think there are some good coaches out there, but they haven't had the chance or the exposure or be given the opportunity to go and coach in other places. That can lead to another whole discussion of racial hirings. No disparagement to Ange. He's a good coach. He coached Australia well. He won the Asian Cup, and he went to Japan. He won in Japan. Then he went to Scotland. But what about some of the African coaches who've won the African Cup of Nations we're talking about? Why haven't they been given a chance to coach like a Scottish team or a team in Japan?
Yeah.
And ply your trade there and go through the long journey and come and coach a team in the Premier League.
Yeah, maybe because they're not good enough.
You think so?
No, I'm just poking the.
No. But I'm saying not all coaches who've won the African Cup of Nations have been of Caucasian race or from Europe. They've been African coaches who won the African Cup of Nations, right? So they've won their continental tournament.
Yes.
Right? It's just like a coach who's won the Copa America, the South American continental tournament. They've been given opportunities to coach in some of these bigger clubs, right? You can't tell me all these black coaches are bad coaches or they're not good enough.
So why aren't we seeing that switch from African football into that European?
Yeah, but look at the top players. We were talking Victor Osimhen. He's Europe's hottest property. Everyone wants him as a striker. He's of Nigerian descent.
Mm-hmm.
Mo Salah is Egyptian. Sadio Mane, Senegalese. Right?
But the argument there is we didn't know them when they were in Africa. We only knew them after they were picked out. Probably went through early stages of that European leagues. And then only after a few years to then start.
But there's some players who we know by watching the AFCON. When we grew up, we watched the AFCON. It comes back to your favorite player. In the point which I raised that he had the advantage of branding. Other leagues have got advantage of branding and marketing.
Because okay. I'm thinking of a comparison right now.
I'm not picking on Jordan. I'm not picking on Jordan. Don't.
I don't even want to get into Jordan because I know you don't like Jordan. But if I want to bring this a bit closer to home, we're looking at players like Peter Ndlovu, who those guys were picked and went straight into playing for an English team in the league. And right now, most of these youngsters that we see here, how many of them actually do go through that process? Or they're taken in, going to an academy.
Yeah.
After going into an academy, they then go through the lower leagues. And then if they make it there, then they will pop up into getting into the EP.
Yeah, okay.
These are the Osimhen guys.
It's just like, again, we can bring you close to him. We've got players like Benjani.
Yeah.
He went from, the leagues of playing in Zimbabwe and went straight to England. So there are players who've been scouted. They've done well in their local leagues, right? We're not saying that everyone who comes out of the local leagues are good, but people like Mane started in the local leagues, right? Mm-hmm. Then you've got people who were born in Europe because their parents were migrants. So they've got dual nationalities or dual heritage. So they can choose to say, okay, I don't want to play for France. I want to go and play for Ghana.
Yeah.
Now, let me take us a little bit back there. Tinas, were you not talking about coaches coming in to coach like, big league teams like,
Yeah,
Premier League.
yeah, because I was just thinking, we're just flipping the coin and saying, how come we've never seen African coaches actually coaching these guys? So is it about the players or is it so much about the coaches?
Or maybe we are trying to beat about the bush, not raising the card, you know?
maybe you can raise it for us, brother.
Who raised the the race card?
Yeah,
Yeah, we can raise it. In this point, we can raise it because you've got people like, let's say, for example, Lucas Radebe, right?
Yeah.
He was a good defender. He played for Leeds United very, very well, right? And he's coached, right? All right. And you've seen people like Frank Lampard, who are, the poster boys of Chelsea, who've done a shit job, get the Chelsea job again, do another shit job. You know what I mean? But people like Lucas Radebe, who've played, a person like Sol Campbell, he's played at the highest level, right? Let's not go far away. Sol Campbell, he was a top defender at Tottenham and Arsenal.
Yeah.
Why hasn't he had a shot?
Samuel Eto'o.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So if someone like Wayne Rooney, who was shit in Washington, D.C., right? Again, he's a former Man United player. So you see, I'm very objective. I don't hold anyone.
Yeah.
He was shit at Washington, D.C. He came and coached Birmingham City. It was 6th when he joined Birmingham City. He left it at 20th position. Right? And he was sacked. He was signed in the middle of the season. He was sacked in the middle of the season. Right?
That's how bad he was.
So you see, and so you're telling me another, whether it's African coach who's won the AFCON, let's say it's a black coach who's won, or Rigo Besson. Rigo Besson played in the Premier League. He coaches Cameroon. Right? If Cameroon wins the AFCON, why isn't Rigo Besson on the line with other board of directors to say, Rigo Besson, you played for, I don't know what, I think he played for Aston Villa. Why is he not being given the opportunity to...
Well, we're talking about even, what's this guy's name? Who was it? Man City? Yaya Toure.
Yaya Toure.
Yeah, we're also looking at guys like that. I think Yaya Toure right now is there an assistant coach or somewhere? I think he's doing some coaching, but you never see those guys growing up into being full-fledged coaches in big teams.
Yeah.
And yeah, unfortunately, the race card has to be lifted here, and a lot of other questions.
Oh, so right now, Yaya Toure is the assistant coach with the Saudi national team, right? So let's put Yaya Toure's football career with Steven Gerrard. Yaya Toure was a central cog in Barcelona with Ronaldinho, Samuel Eto'o at the start of the Barcelona Renaissance. From Frank Rijkaard, when Frank Rijkaard was coaching, and Pep Guardiola. He had his disagreements with Pep. He went to Man City. At Man City, he was the driving force to their first league titles. So are you telling me Yaya Toure, he's working under Roberto Mancini, a proven coach? So you're telling me if Yaya Toure is the assistant manager, in 2-3 years, he can't get a job to coach in the Premier League?
Yeah. So my flag is relevant there.
Well, let's put Steven Gerrard. Steven Gerrard never won the Premier League.
Yeah.
Yaya Toure drove that Man City team. At one point, he was so powerful, no other midfielder could get on top of him in the midfield of Man City. Let's give it a project, right? We've got the World Cup 2026, and Roberto Mancini is still coaching Saudi Arabia with Yaya Toure. After the 2026 World Cup, if there's a Premier League job open, all right, and Yaya Toure, if he's got a good agent, they should apply for the job. should apply for the jobs. Because Yaya Toure is a proven player.
But with all the racism that happens in European football at large, do you think those teams are willing to put out a coach like that?
So that's why I say all that bullshit which they put to us about kick it out, virtue signaling, no to racism. If they cannot put someone like Yaya Toure, he's done the hard yards. He's working under Roberto Mancini. Right? He's doing the understudy work with a proven winner. He was a proven winner as a footballer. 2026, if there's a job opening, Yaya Toure should be given an opportunity. If Steven Gerrard was given an opportunity because he won a Champions League in Istanbul, right? And he won with fucking Rangers in the Scottish League, right? Frank Lampard, he coached Derby, right? Derby County. And he was given an opportunity because he's a Chelsea legend. Not once, but twice. And he still fucked it up. I'm sorry for the language. I've been quiet about it because I don't usually like to play the race card. But when the race card is so obviously blatant there, you have to raise it out.
I definitely.
Wayne Rooney.
It definitely comes
Wayne Rooney. Wayne Rooney. He was shit in America. Gets a job. And he was shit here again. and Wayne Rooney gave me some of my high school and whatever enjoyment in the early parts of the 2000s, mid parts of the 2000s. He's a good footballer, but don't tell me there's no racial profiling in these owners, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Then
their funding will go away if they put one of his African
like you see now you see, I don't like affirmative action because you're basically giving me a job, right? Because the government have told you, you need to have 1 or 2 brown colored people. Not because of the content that I have. Or the skill that I have. I've given you example of Yaya Toure, Sol Campbell. There's nothing which stops these guys being given the opportunity to coach. Like
I think with someone like Vieira has done a decent job. Not the best job, but I think he's done a decent job.
At Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
Where's his other opportunity? If Lampard can get another opportunity, where's his opportunity?
Yeah. Lampard
was even given Everton. And he did a crap job in it. Anyway, we digress. Thank you for I think it's another